Hey friends, Bill here with Sports Fan Outreach. I want to talk right now with a goal of helping you get started, reaching out to people to invite them to partner with you, helping you get started to reach out with people with comfort, with confidence, inviting them to partner with you financially so you can go preach the gospel. That's the goal here. And the bottom line of the situation, because I want to try to keep this short, is your is your audience. Who are you trying to reach with the gospel? If you're going to ask somebody to either go with you to preach or give or talk to pastors about what you're doing, ultimately the great emphasis is on who are you reaching with the gospel? Who are you reaching with the gospel? Now, as open air preachers, that's a small universe of opportunities out there, which I'm going to condense down to four places: sporting events, uh, concerts, festivals, and college campuses. Most big cities don't have enough foot traffic to say, I'm going to preach downtown, whatever, all the time. So we're just going to focus on those four. So you see, this is not a complicated answer to come up with. Who is your audience? Where are they? When are you going to reach them? See, the audience is driving the ministry. Now, some let's just keep it that way. Sometimes the audience can be because there's a lot of events going on in a certain venue or stadium. And so your audience could be the people at this particular, like Phillips Arena. My mission is to reach the concert goers, the fans, the everybody that's having an event at Phillips Arena in Atlanta or Scotiabank Arena in Toronto. Right? My goal here is to reach people with the gospel at Chase Field at the ML in Phoenix. Baseball fans there. See, but what I want you to focus on is the people. The people is who you're trying to reach, and you want to say this is the paramount issue at hand is to think where are the people, and they're in these locations, and I want to reach them with the gospel. Focus on that, and so then when you come to the place, and here's how you would reach out to somebody to initiate a conversation to invite them to partner with you. You would say, "Hey, Bill, would you have a minute to talk with me about partnering with me to reach sports fans with the gospel?" It's that simple. Would you would you have a minute to talk with me about partnering with me financially to reach sports fans with the gospel? Would you have a minute to talk with me about partnering with me financially to reach sports fans with the gospel? And you can say that, you can tweak it a little bit, one or two words. You can send that message out 50 of them in an hour. And so see, once you that's what you want them to do, you're driving their attention to your audience, you're driving them to what you're going to do when you get there. You're taking the gospel to the sports fan. You're taking the gospel to the people at Phillips Arena. You're taking the gospel to the people at Scotiabank or Chase Field. You see that? That's where your attention, your perspective, your goal is. That's the goal. And you want to drive the potential partners' attention to that audience as well. And that's how it works. It's kind of that simple. Now, there's other things that are involved in this, like that come once you establish your audience, the audience really that establishment of the audience makes your ongoing conversation with people exponentially simpler and easier. I'll give you one example, and then we're going to try to wrap it up. So for us, when I'm saying, "Would you partner with me to reach sports fans at the Super Bowl?" Then here's what happens. I take a picture while we're preaching at the Super Bowl. I come back, I take that picture, and I say, "Hey, here's Joe preaching the gospel in the streets of Phoenix, Super Bowl outreach weekend." That donor looks at that picture of Joe preaching, and he says, he may not think of it exactly this way. What you're showing them is you invested, you gave, you partnered for this to happen. This guy's doing what you want to, what I told you we're going to do. He's doing it, and your partnership has made that possible. One example of how once you establish your audience makes your communication much, much, much simpler. And once you buy into this, you accept this idea that the audience is your top, is the top, is what you want to talk about all the time. Then once you buy into that, then I can explain how the rest of your conversation and communication about your ministry really falls into place and makes this whole process infinitely exponentially easier. That's my message. Identify your audience. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.